Welcome to the 21st Century Reformation Hour. I'm Herman Otten, the editor of Christian News, pastor of Trinity Lutheran Church in New Haven. I have here the latest issue of Christian News in front of us, just gone to press, February 7, 2011. The major story this week is a speech I'm scheduled to bring this Thursday at Concordia University, Wisconsin. It's called Fight for the Faith. Christian News challenges the Concordia University system and all Christian youth work for a 21st century Reformation. Here I have several pictures of the school, Concordia University, Wisconsin. Then right below that we have a little story about this book here, Power Politics and the Missouri Synod, a conflict that changed American Christianity by James Berkey, forward by Martin Marty. I have right here a card that was sent, as far as I know, to all of the Lutheran churches in the country, Missouri Synod churches, Elka churches, asking them to purchase this book. It charged $29. We also people are surprised, how come we're selling it too? We're also selling it, you can get it from Christian News for about $26, I guess. Fortress Press releases book. Here's some interesting things some of our readers might want to know about the particular book. They have a series of pictures in here. It's all about the great Missouri Synod's great battle for the Bible. And the whole thing is trying to say it was just kind of a political thing, see? Well, that's not the way I looked at it. Here they have pictures of some of the chief characters involved, and they got me the first one. I looked at the picture. Where'd they get that picture? Never saw that one. I'm sure I did, but I forgot. Here's a cut line. Herman Otten founded conservative tabloid Christian News following his rejection by Concordia Seminary. He shaped Missouri's conservatism with an impact magnified by his freedom from church oversight. Otten was the most significant figure in modern LCMS history. Oh boy, can you just imagine the organized conservatives lead that? Because as far as they're concerned, they want me to close Christian News, and Otten is just nothing. Well, here they have his finally conclusion. He says, the fortunes and foibles of the conservative movement in the LCMS may speak to the nature of the conservatism itself. The conservative movement was, in its own way, an ecumenical movement. Otten himself was the most ecumenical of all, bringing Missouri's case to the conservative world and political conservatism to the LCMS. Over here I have What Luther Says. Now that's a trilogy. Well, now they got it in one volume of an anthology of Luther's writings. I have here in my office all 55 volumes of the American edition. Up there, the 20 volumes of the German St. Louis edition, and have some other editions. But throughout my ministry, I found this to be the most helpful when it comes to getting statements from Luther in a quick way. Why did I feature it this week? Well, I sent to the library at Concordia University, Wisconsin, about a dozen books or so that we print, and they were very happy to get them. And the librarian sent back a notice, and I had there in the bottom of this note something that Luther said about libraries, where Luther commends libraries. You got to use them. So why did he say that? Well, I checked what Luther says, and then I remembered that this is an anthology compiled by Ploss, who was a professor at Concordia University, Wisconsin, and also it was promoted by the entire university. So I thought that would be a good time to promote it. Over here, Christian News and Journalistic Ethics. Well, Dr. Martin Marty, he writes the forward to the book, because he and I have been in conflict for many years, and he gets on what he calls plagiarism and, using copyrighted material. Well, I have my first book here called Baylor God. You can still get it from Christian News for it only costs $2 now, because we have that would be the second edition. But I have the original edition, and I have acknowledgments. There you can see that I contacted and got permission from 39 different publishers. Now it's true, sometimes we've used material which the author did not want us to use. Here's the problem. You quote a liberal, or you're quoting out of context. You write for permission to print the whole content, we won't give it to you. Well, copyright laws are not designed to protect a man from valid, legitimate criticism. Well, I mentioned all that on our principles of ethic on journalism. I have in here a statement of journalism. Here it is called the the journalist creed. I believe in the profession of journalism. For about 15 years, well, 1997, the seminary at the faculty in St. Louis, they put me through it, and they thought, boy, they're really going to get me on journalism. You know, they gave me all these statements, and I showed them that we have a far higher standard of journalism than their own official publications. We emphasize truth, freedom of speech. We give the opposing side opportunity to respond. You think they'll publish a letter from me in the Lutheran Witness? No. Ask them why not. Well, you're not on the clergy roster. We have no such policy. We have an open policy. So I showed them. We actually promote this journalism that the countries, the Associated Press and so on, in a far better way than they do. Well, we have other things here. We have some articles this week on evolution and flood geology, no scientific proven evidence for evolution. And as I say, the bulk of the paper this week is the first part of this speech, part one. Unfortunately, the speech got rather lengthy, so part two, which will be in the following week, we'll get that later. But now what's happened now, there's been a protest about my appearing there. Many wondered, will Otten really get to speak there? I got word this morning, and I have it here, late bulletin. SAN was informed, just before this issue went to press, that the Anti-Defamation League has been protesting against the editor's appearance at Cornell University. I've had experience with the Anti-Defamation for years. Also the Jewish Defense League. They don't want to debate me. They just want to put pressure on the school to stop it. Well, if you want to find out what I have to say, it will be on their website. They gave me the numbers here to make sure. So if you can't make it this Thursday, I'm sure most of you won't be able to get there to Milwaukee, but you can watch it on their website, just like you watch a television thing. Go to www.cuw.edu. It starts at 7 o'clock. I'm supposed to speak about 30 minutes, and then I will face a panel. And you will find out, we will find out, if the Anti-Defamation League comes up there and brings up their arguments and tries to show where I have told untruths. Well, again, the major theme that we have is fight for the faith. There I quote Jude 3, where Jude says, earnestly contend for the faith. And that's how we'll conclude. God be with you.